Good evening. I don't know if this is even streaming right now, but good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Ali and I believe also Francois. Thank you both for joining me. At least again, I have no idea how many. Still figuring this new one out. No glitz and glamour on this one, really. So sorry I'm late. It is that time of year of stress for adults and parents and grown-ups. So Christmas is always fun. I do still have to pin little horsey man onto his base, but once he's done that, I will put in pictures up on Instagram, which will be him finished completely and ready to be sent off, which will be awesome. So while I'm waiting for the guts to do that, because that's a very delicate thing, especially now that I've fixed his the back of his lance about 6 times. It's sturdier now. It is sturdier. I'm just going to have to test it. Everything should go fine. So I'm going to start on the bear. See, big boy bear. Very big boy bear. Now, my idea for this chap is I'm going to paint him all yellow first. Then, now hear me out. I'm going to brush up through orange and through red into black. And hopefully it's not going to look horrible. Okay? That's the idea. I didn't have the correct yellow. However, one of my friends who may or may not be following out with the hobby, we're not sure yet, happens to have Flash Gets Yellow, which is a very nice bright yellow. Good evening, morning. Wow, hello Foxhole Game. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, my friend happened to have Flash Gets Yellow, so I've now got a nice bright yellow. That helps. It does. The only one I basically run a Bala Brown didn't work. But I'm also running late this evening, so I've not even got a wet palette set up. I do have a squeegee water bottle thing ready, so that's available. So I'm going to do my wet palette first, which I should have done like 2 hours ago, but yeah, that fucking worked, didn't it? Oh well, never mind. Can always do it now. Because I let it go really dry, it's curled and everything, so this is going to be fun. Right, if I can get you down, that's awesome. Now, I can work on the rest from the inside. Which is, if you get a wet palette and it ever goes dry like that, take your time. It will eventually get wet and go soggy again. You've just got to give it enough bloody water. And oh boy, will it absorb the fucking water while it's doing it. And you think you're going to snap the sponge, and you may very well do so if you start giving it pressure where you shouldn't. Just make sure you give it a good enough drink. It'll absorb the water. You just got to make sure it absorbs the water. And there's enough water for it to absorb. Maybe using the marble thing, little marble games. That's essentially what you're doing with the water to make sure it gets all around the sponge. Before you know it, you've either got any runoff or you've got next to none and everything's nice and how you want it to be this time. Yay! Woo! Sometimes you learn things and it actually works. YouTube videos are a complete crock of shit. Nice to know, seeing as that's why you're watching me. So yes, we're going to start with the bear. Now, I've done a very, very quick job of priming because my airbrush was being funny and he's not really had any nice weather since I got him. So I've not really been able to do it outside. And yeah. It's not been ideal, so I had to do it with a brush. Good evening, Lee, and thank you, Francois. Nice to know you have your second channel, Foxhole Games. Is that because you've got to come from top? And you go, fuck it, I can prove it around. Painting something an entire colour helps if you actually have a clean brush to start with. And in this case, I want a fairly decent brush as well, because I don't want a really thin brush because I've got a lot of fucking paint. And don't forget about the insides of his claws and shit. Remember, it's got insides of hands. I'm about to find out if I was correct to have avoided yellow all these years. Well, one thing I do know, I already chose the worst brush possible to have done this with. So I am going to change the brush pretty much straight away because that brush was fucking terrible. I know a bad workman never blames his tools, but sorry, a good workman never blames his tools. A good workman also knows when he's using a shit tool. You have 3 shots up, right? You have 3 shots up, which means you're going to overtake me on subscribers within 2 weeks. Well done, congratulations! I will give you congratulations on the 200 now. Right, I'm going to have to clean this brush, which I wasn't expecting to have to do because I thought it was already clean until I went to use it and then realised it's not. So I'm going to have to clean it. That is a good question. How is everyone doing? I'm doing usual run around the mad house because it's a house with a family in it. So I'm doing usual stuff like that. The fact that you've managed to look at a small section of the living room and it's not Christmassy is by design. But if we open the curtains behind me, then it is very Christmassy on the window. It's just that we have blackout curtains. So yeah, nice and no light from the street light right outside the house. It's really annoying, especially when we didn't have blackout curtains. So cleaning a brush is always fun. Yeah, Alison, you've got to admit it takes a certain amount of crazy to be sat in my chat room. It does. It takes a certain amount of crazy. It takes a certain amount of crazy. It takes a certain amount of sadism. A certain amount of masochism as well. Because I mean, this is some boring ass shit right now, isn't it? Let's face it. But I'm the everyday gamer, really. I don't always clean my brushes after I've finished. If I should do that, I should just do an entire stream of me just cleaning my fucking brushes and find out which ones are worth keeping and which ones aren't. I say you have a slight bit of crazy in you, Ali. I'm not calling you completely crazy. I'm just saying you have enough of it in there for you to be watching my streams. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. We all need a little bit of crazy. Sometimes a bit of crazy is the thing that tells you the thing that's right and not sensible. So a bit of crazy is not necessarily a bad thing. Good evening, Beaky. Good evening. I've not checked out the last, I think, 2 videos you've put up. Although going off that guy's sniper shots from that last video, but I'm staying off those games. There's a reason why I don't do those games online, and that's the reason why. Fuckers are doing shit like that. Fuck off. Those ridiculous shots. Right, now let's see if a slightly better brush helps us out a little more with yellow. It is definitely going to have to take 2 coats. Right. I don't like yellow, but it's better than going over white than black. And I'm doing this first because I can go back and when clean up all the rest with black before it gets done with blue and the actual army colours. So I want to do this bit first. Whether that's a good idea or a bad idea, I don't know. No. How is everyone else? Are they all set? Are you all set for Christmas? Francois, Alain, Beaky, Foxhole. Everyone else set for Christmas? I'm not completely yet. The TV went on us. Luckily, we've got it. We've got a little one that is in use, and we've managed to order a nice one. Not a nice one, but a good one for our budget. Because that's essentially what it boils down to. Managed to get a good one for our budget, and it should be arriving Friday, hopefully. So fingers crossed, we've made a slight upgrade from just a standard full HD now. So it took us 3 years after everybody else, 4 years. We use TVs till they're broken. We don't get rid of TVs just because there's new ones out. We get rid of TVs when they are broken. Inside of his. Well, at the moment, it looks like he could be. For any of you real geeks who ever catch this, at the moment, it looks like I'm doing Super Saiyan better, doesn't it? I know, but I'm not doing Super Saiyan better. It will be changed up from just yellow. I'm doing the arms first because they'll dry quicker. Then when they're dry, I can start working on them while the torso dries. I am feeling better. Physically, well, I'm going to have fun therapy on Thursday, put it that way. Although whatever that was that wiped me out a bit, that seems to have gone. Yeah, I do apologise for last week for not turning up. I am sorry. I am. And I was ill. Whatever that was seems to have gone. It's all the other crap that's wrong with me that's still going on. Because one thing's cleared up doesn't mean there's still nothing wrong with it. It just means there's still a little bug that my immune system can actually deal with is better. The other crap's just still doing my fucking head in. Although knowing that right, I'll have questions. I'll bring them up on Wednesday because I intend to do a bit of a longer stream on Wednesday and try and get some of the Tyranids finished that have been unpainted while I've been covering the combat patrol. Knowing that I've got another 10 fucking models to come from the Tyranids. 10! No, 11, including the Parasite and Wartracks. Well, that's 11 models coming as opposed to one more for the Space Marines. No, it's not that many issues either. No, the next one's paints, which is an orange, which would have been nice for this, but I do have an orange already. Or at least an orange in mind anyway. I've not dug it out of the bloody box yet. Fur on arms done. Now for the big bulky bit. The joys. The joys. Oh, looks like he's having a giant. Somebody's going to say that. Somebody's going to say it. Somebody's definitely going to say it. So I'm not going to say it myself. Somebody else is going to say it for me. I can, however, use this brush to get paint out of the pot. Don't drop it on the floor, you fucking moron. So dry magical, please, quickly. Use crap brush, get paint out of tub. Wash crap brush now so I don't have to waste good soap on it later. See, I'm learning. It's only taken me nearly 30 years. It's not worked completely, but it's better. And it'll do for later on. Also watched Russian music. My water looking very, very yellow. I wonder if that's what Imperial Fist water looks like all the time. Just bright yellow. With little specks of metal where they've used bolt gun, and that's it. Yellow and bolt gun. Unless they're the cool type of Imperial Fist Gene Seed and they've gone for Templars. In which case you're still a twat anyway. But at least you chose the cool Imperial Fist, not the stupid fucking yellow ones. That was just yellow Ultra Smurfs. Pretending to be Iron Warriors. Yes, I did used to have long hair, Ali. It was about because it was curly. It didn't. It was deceptive on actually how long it was. But if I actually managed to get it straight, which I think somebody did, I can't remember who. They actually managed to get my hair straight. God, fuck knows how they did it. They didn't manage to stop it being frizzy, but they managed to stop to get it straight. And I think it was close about 2.5 foot to 3 foot long ish once it was fully out. So yeah, it was quite long. I had it shaved off quite a while ago now for I think it was Macmillan cancer. And yeah, I've never grown it back. I've just been periodically shaving it down to nothingness, which is what it's close to at the minute. And then letting it grow a bit until it annoys me, and then I shave it back down again. And it's certainly a lot better than all the brushing, I've got to tell you. It leaves a lot less hair around. A lot less hair. Good evening, Ali. Not Ali. Good evening, Kirsty. That's because Ali was what I was looking at then. So yeah, I did used to have long hair. I do miss it though when I go to rock concerts. I've got to say, I still do. I still miss it. The one that I've just went to, particularly, because one of my friends who he's thinning more than I am, but he's not cut his hair yet. So I should say he's not shaved his head yet. So he still technically has long hair. He's just covered it. For me to get long hair again now, I would have to go through the pain and the torture of it is not long enough to do anything with it. It's too long to look like I'm anything other than living off the streets. So I'm not going to grow mine again. I don't want to go through all that again. As much as I would like long hair again, it's not meant to be, I don't think. Maybe if we got some like caffeine fucking shampoo crap, if that actually worked. And Kirsty, no, this is not a Super Saiyan. You actually might ask that one. It was a good course. I didn't do any of the finance management. I left that to other people. I just said I'll sit in the shop window where I worked and have it done. So we removed the display of what was at the time, I think, refrigerator a refrigerator, a washer, and a dryer package. Because I was working for a company that I will not endorse because they're not paying me. And to be quite honest, even if they paid me, I probably wouldn't endorse them. But yeah, we moved all out of the window. And me and another member of staff, we had a chair looking out into the shopping centre. And we had a... First of all, obviously, I had to get the scissors out and do the choppy chop, 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 and then hold my ponytail up. Obligatory. And then it was zoom, 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 zoom. They didn't do the completely bald part with the razor. I did that myself in the back with a mirror and water and more safety and security than sat in the window of a shop. But yeah, I can't remember how much was raised for the two of us doing it. That was many, many moons ago now. Many, many moons. Now I can see why people don't like yellow. Coverage is shit. Gotta do up here, yeah. I'm going to have to be really careful on bits, on the really chunky bits of fur. To get the effect that I want is for it to be hotter down at the bottom, closer to the inner body, and then obviously cooling as it gets closer to the top. So some areas have got to show bright yellow. Which is why I'm starting with the bright yellow. The problem is not all the areas are going to have to be bright yellow. And there are some areas that are almost going to definitely have to be bright yellow and maybe even cranked up to white thereafter. So his melter gun is going to be his mouth. And this is going to be my first attempt at source lighting. When I eventually get round to doing his mouth properly, his mouth's going to be my first attempt at source light. Hey, it's great when you make things on the fly and make decisions on the fly, isn't it? You can make stupid ideas that you've never done before. Like doing a source lighting for his mouth. I've never done source lighting in my life. Lots of people have, and there's lots of videos demonstrate how to do it. I'm sure I would be able to do it if I was to just go and ask people as well. Like, how do you actually... And they go, right, well, you find out where your thingy is and then you do it from... So, right, okay. I get it now. So I'm sure I could figure it out and find out how to do it. But I've never actually done it yet. So I might have to buy him a part of this back, but I'm using quite a bit to do this bear. It does look pretty cool and funky, bright yellow, and being able to see certain parts of it. Clean your brushes. That's what my next week's stream might end up being. It's just me cleaning brushes and looking back about what I've been doing this year. Or it might even be the week after that, because those are 2 busy ass weeks. Oh, next week is what, the Monday before? Yeah, the day before Christmas Eve. Woo! That's a great night. That's going to be awesome. Well, everyone said the same thing about dry brushing, and I seem to have got the hang of dry brushing. So I hope you're right. You're right there, Foxhole, Francois. I'm confused which one to use. I'll use Foxhole because that's what's there. Right. So yeah, now. So everyone's saying OSL is easy, and once you get used to it, and so I'll give it a go. I intend to give it a go. If I don't try, I'll never make progress. So I need to at least try. But this trying has 2 options, which is do or do not. And will I or won't I? We will find out when I try. If I do, I hope it's an easy cleanup. If I mess up, I just hope I don't mess it up, particularly on this model. Because it could react to chemicals differently than plastics and other things. And we've got to bear that in mind. Remember what you're working with. If you're not always working with plastics, you may want to not paint over things like glue areas. So, first layer done. No, it's not. Crap, missed a bit. Wash my brush. The joys and fun of painting. We're the farmer, fuck filling. Sorry. Don't know whether I should apply for Tourette's. So I'll see if I got tested for it or something. I don't know. Sometimes words like that just come out of my mouth. Sometimes songs like that just come out of my mouth. Sparkles fucking hates it. Hear thoughts wherever you are, 'cause that's what your power should be. Now, then, always, once again, you'll hear and smell all the queefs. See, destroying songs with very bad lyrics and not being able to sing. Do the same with gaming as well, I apparently I ruined gaming as well. So if you want something ruined, I'm quite good at that. I know it is hard to believe it is almost Christmas. We have just over 1 week to go. It is Christmas a week on Wednesday, which means I'm not sure what's going to happen with the Conquest magazine on that Wednesday. But I'll deal with that on the Wednesday, or the Tuesday or Thursday, depending which one I get to deal with it. I'll speak to the people who probably don't know anything in the newsagents because they just unpack the fucking boxes, let's face it. That's all they're paid to do, that's all they get told to do, and I can't expect anything more from them because, well, shit is not in the job. Right, back over for a second coating on the arms. This yellow is that lovely of a colour. It always requires a minimum of 2 fucking coats. Although, seeing what I need from it and how it tends to pool in the recesses, I might get away with just 2 coats. Good evening, Kesa. Good morning, good evening. Hello, it's easier. So hopefully this pooling yellow into the recesses naturally will be a good thing because I'm going to have to dry brush up over the not recesses anyway. So fingers crossed with yellow being a fucker actually works in my favour and therefore I don't have to worry about shit. Of course it's not gonna, is it? Nah. But we'll give it a go anyway. I mean, the Horsey Man came out all right. So far, anyway. Still got to pin it and hope it fucking survives posting. But that's a whole different matter. That's not painting. That's pinning and hoping it survives posting. It's a lot of peas. He's taking the piss, is what something. Especially when the model itself seems almost suicidal and wants to dive off things. It's not good. So just stay on the desk. It seems to not like to be stood anywhere other than its own base. It's where it is at the moment. It's stood on its own base. And it's not budged. I've knocked the desk and everything. It's not budged. However, if I was to put it anywhere other than its base and not the desk, then dives. Just I don't even have to knock the desk. It'll just dive anyway. It's that type of little, yeah. It demands being on its own base for some reason. It knows where it wants to be. It knows where it's supposed to be. And God damn it, I will put it there. Apparently. Right. What I know from the paint so far, Kesa, technically, yes, it will be enough to paint them up to a 3-color minimum of what you would get in the magazine so far. Because the last 2 paints are going to be. I had the magazine right next to me like an hour ago. Was it that long? Next 2 paints, yeah, Mephiston red and Squig orange. From there, it's all models. It's 17 and 18 are going to both be Termagants. 19 is Parasite of Martrex, and 20 is the Chaplain. So technically, yes, you have enough colors to do a 3-color minimum. Do you have enough to paint them to a professional standard? No. So I see the magazine coming back and telling you how to use washes later on the Tyranids and the Space Marines. You can only paint them up to a 3-color minimum standard. By both combat patrols to a 3-color minimum standard. You will not be able to paint them up to a professional quality standard. No washes, as far as I'm aware, have come along. I don't think any washes have come along anyway. Have we had washes so far in combat patrol? If we've had washes, I may be wrong, because washes are pretty much the stage that's missing. From there, you would layer back up with certain colors and use other colors for highlights. So I'm gonna, what is it, Eldar and Chaos, I think, is supposed to be next after we finish with the first 2 combat patrols. So we might get washes with those, because we've already got Wraithbone, we've already got Black. I'm gonna guess they're gonna push towards Black Legion for Chaos, and probably Wraithbone, and we may even get Baletan Green to go for the Eldar. And that's when the washes might come in. And then they'll start telling you about techniques further up. I don't think they ever mentioned dry brushing. Three color is not the same as what is on the box. No. Right. Box art is a very specific type of painting to get it like that, and it only looks like that from one very specific angle, which is the camera angle that he shot from, of course. It's that's one of the many ways of painting. It's a very high grade way of painting that uses a lot more colors than or a lot more shades than what you get given naturally. If you're good enough with your color wheel and you're mixing there of pigments, and if you're someone talented, unlike me, then technically you could shade the colors that you've got yourself using blacks, ivories, whites, and you could shade it yourself and get up to a professional grade standard. Just using the base colors they've got, no, you would not. Just if you wanted to do something yellow, they've not given you a yellow yet, and they won't be giving you a yellow before the end of the box set. So if anything for future would need to be yellow, which it could need to be, then you don't have it at the moment. Case if you right, that timed out, didn't it? 1 second. I need to invite people. Copy, thank you. Bring that back up. Let's see if this works. No, God damn it. That didn't work. Let's see if we can go through this way, because apparently my Discord thing doesn't work. And I haven't got around to sorting it out yet. Which is... Why is it doing that? No, you're not talking too much. Don't worry. Do not worry. Let's see if we can go through this way, because apparently my Discord thing doesn't work.
Why?
And I haven't got around to sorting it out yet.
To my Discord.
Which is
That's peculiar.
right. Let's see if this one works this time.
Fuck you, OBS. You can go shit one out your asshole. Okay. The answer is yes, you can show me your clan rats. I would like to see your clan rats. But for some reason. Okay. Nobly blame Kesa. It's my fault. I should have done this my fucking self a long time ago. Customize my channel. Dashboard. No. How the fuck do I do this shit again? Somebody tell me how to be a YouTuber, please. There's the Discord link. Right, and it does say invalid. Okay, so now let's try and find out where the fuck can I change that? There we go. So why is it not letting me? Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm only done in just a few fucking moments if this PC will add a link. Huh. I'm trying to get this up so that case I can hopefully join Discord. And for some reason, it's not working. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe if we try that one.
Now publish. Fingers crossed. Doing shit on the fly because we have to. When with this guy. I don't worry about it, Kesa. My streams get derailed just by somebody mentioning cheese. Cheese is nice. Anyway, what was I doing? Yeah, I was painting yellow. Joys of the day. Painting yellow. I don't think it names the paints that we actually get, but it does name the paint issues. You can invite people from Discord if they're already on Discord and you are friends with them and already have an open link with them. Then yes, you can invite people from Discord. But you will need to really already have at least an open conversation with them first. Helps. That when you definitely know you're getting the right person. Sending random invites out to people, because the chances of, even if you think you're the only person that you've ever met with your name, the chances are there's still somebody else out there with the same name or have used that name online. So you still have to be careful about who you're sending stuff out to. However, I have just updated I've updated the actual channel bit, so it's got 3 links, and the Discord one should now work. Right, now to let him dry, and actually, see you later, Lee. Thank you very much for coming to join me. I still have to check out the rest of those, and I didn't manage to pick up one of the cardboard houses, but I wouldn't really be able to fit it into anything anyway, because I don't really have anything that scale. Okay. Yeah, it was being weird. It was because it was treating it like a personal invite, so you had to send it through Discord. But when I went in to do it from the server way, it let me do it from the server way, so it turned out okay. I hope. I'll find out. I will find out if Kesa joins Discord or not. It's free, don't worry. There's no subscription. There is no paywall under this thing. Where did I put my big tub of paints? Where did I put my big tub of paints? Where did I put my big tub of paints? In an awkward spot, of course. My Space Marines have been copping for it a lot this week. I was supposed to play, but didn't you? Right. Orange. That's bright orange. Black. Yeah, there it is. Right. That was my plan. See? Think it'll work? I have no idea. I'm not starting with the big, huge daft dry brush. Let's make sure that is. Yes, it worked. Caser is in. Thank you very much for the confirmation, Ali. I will be over in a moment to give the little waving icon for Caser. Well, first of all, I'm going to shake up my orange. Not a problem. To be quite honest, it's something I should have sorted out when Lee pointed it out to me last time. But, well, my channel name is what it is. I don't always get around to what I mean to do. Sometimes because I forget, sometimes because something distracts me and then I forget. Mostly because I forget. But it's why I forget. That's the main thing. So, and most of the time it's because I get distracted. It's an ongoing thing. So don't worry about it. If you've distracted me, then you've done something that happens a lot. I'm getting used to it at my age. So yes, welcome in. Welcome in. There is pretty much one rule: is don't annoy the boss. The boss is Sparkles. If you can't figure out why Sparkles is the boss, then you've led a sheltered life. Sparkles is not called the boss in there, though. I can't remember what Sparkles' name is. Not in the server, anyway. I can remember what Sparkles' real name is, but that's a different. Yeah. I'll shut up for a minute and do some more paint. And that's a whole heap of paint there that I'm not wasting. Yeah, don't. Yeah, Ali's distracting me. Ali thinks she's the only one. She's not. She's not. Others have figured out that. Oh, wait a minute! If I just do this and this, then I can just do that. And it's like, yeah, yes, you can. So yeah, Ali's not the only one that distracts me. There are plenty of people. I'm not criticizing you people. These people, I respond to the people that distract me, as Ali puts it. I may not respond immediately, but I will get back to your message eventually. Although if you start becoming like stalkerish level, I will just block you because that's just not right. Don't be a stalker. Stalkers are weird people. Don't be a stalker of me either. I'm bored. Can we do something? No. Why not? Fuck it, it's too much effort. See? Don't quite stalking me. Go stalk someone interesting. You're gonna stalk someone. However, please welcome into the Discord because that's just where like-minded. Well, I say like-minded. I don't think there's anyone who's got a mind quite like mine, to be quite honest. Not within the hobbying community, anyway. So people who can stand me, and I'm thinking, fair enough. I'm more than welcome to join. If you can't stand me, then you're gonna have to put up with me anyway if you've joined because of someone else. See? I'm not much of a nice guy. I'll even let people who can't stand me join. Just because the friends are in there, if the friends are in there. I'm waffling shite now. I mean, I waffle shite anyway, but just before somebody gets in there and goes, "What's new?" So I know. Don't point it out to me. But I was waffling extra shite then. If it would probably be in the working project or WIP section, I'm guessing, Ali. I don't think I have a finished model section. That's usually because I don't finish, but I keep forgetting other people actually finish models. I've got to remember that. So I might actually eventually have to put a finished model section in there. Yeah, thank you very much, Kesa. It's the logical place goes, well, it's obviously where to put work, but why is it always working? Now you understand why it's always work in progress, is because I don't finish projects. Is it a disorder? I don't know. Is it annoying? Of course it fucking is. Is it going to stop me doing what I'm doing? Nope. Not in the slightest. Does that wind me up? Yeah. Am I going to stop it winding me up? No. Why? Because I don't know how to. Apart from sort my neck out. And that's like a whole heap of effort that requires a lot more than just painting. I'm on for orange now, aren't I? Don't forget which fucking stage you're up to. It does help. But I've not seen these models yet, so I do not know what's going to happen. But one thing I have noticed, because I am on one or two Discords for modeling. Some of painters that are far better than me. Some of painters that are far bigger than me. Some of painters that are both. And what I've noticed when you put stuff up of your own, or certainly I put stuff up of my own, if it's at least got any merit outside of what I think it's got. So when I'm looking for, look, is this actually any good? I think it's all right, but is it any good? If it is, you'll generally get a couple of people put smiley faces on it and stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's all right. That if it's any good, one or two of the painters that you think are good might comment on it. Usually only one. If you've done something that's possibly video worthy,
pro sale worthy, then it'll get not only lots of emojis, but a couple of people will comment. He may even start a comment little thread. I've not been one of the lucky ones to start a comment thread yet, but I've at least had some of the people who I think are good painters comment on my work, and more often than not, I just get a few little emojis, which makes me know I'm going in the right direction, because originally I was getting nothing, nada, zip. But I will go in and have a look at your Skaven, because I do like Little Ratman. If I could get away with playing the song, I would, but I'd get struck. I would immediately get struck playing copyright music, so I can't play rats, which sucks because I like the song. See, so more of a not to be discouraged to put your stuff up there. In fact, that's probably the best place just to go, right, okay, if you just want to gauge if you're getting any better, that's usually that's what I use to gauge whether or not. And I slowly seem to be getting better. Slowly. But it's happening. But then again, all the painting I do is here in front of all of you. So you get to see all the progress as well as all the insanity that goes on, because I go nuts and people make little. I have more cats on the way, and not just cats, other animals that are small and chibified. So they're gonna be fun. In case anyone was wondering, will there be any small animals? Yes, they're coming back. Good evening, Twisted. No worries. No worries. If it's one of them days, make sure you're safe, you're comfortable, you've got everything you need to hand. I've not even got to the bit that'll make you happy yet, so I'll start talking about the base eventually. I'm just going through my layers of orange. Well, one of my layers of orange at the minute. Foxhole and I have been talking briefly about source lighting, and Queso has joined the Discord and has put some Skaven in the works in progress if you wish to have a quick gander. I haven't been over yet myself, but mainly because I think Casey was feeling a bit. I've derailed everything just because I wanted to join the Discord to show a picture. So I'm not going to force Paul Casey to have that again. While I stop the entire stream to go, ooh, let's go have a look at Discord. Can we come back to Discord? Is there 24/7? Unless you put your phone on nighttime mode, and then it turns everything fucking off. Which is useful. Very useful. Can't have it on all the time, though. But nighttime is good. Right, so... yeah, getting someone to do editing for you that's the key. If you can manage that one, you've cracked it, mate. You've cracked it if you can get an editor. Especially if you can get one for free, that'd be even better. But I don't think there's any video editors out there that work pro bono. Not that I'm gonna want to sift through a live stream, edit the video down, and then have you put a pre-recorded script over it and then have to re-edit it back again. Not unless you see some gain in the future. I doubt they'll do it for free. See, that's my problem. I am not able to pay anyone, so yeah, I ain't paying no video editor at the moment. Sorry. All those people who had grudges of, yeah, you could pay me a wage. Nope. Nope. I can't even pay me models. Well, I can just about, because I can just about get the magazine each week and work on other projects in the meantime. But yeah, I can't. No. I'm sure I had another orange. Where the fucking Nora has it gone? I'm sure I had another orange other than that orange. And orange is a difficult colour to not see. No, so right, it's straight up to Wild Rider Red. And this time I want an even. Oh, 12 hours. No, fuck that. Fuck that shit right there. Nope, thank you. You can keep that 12-hour video, especially if it's in full 1080, because that's going to be fucking huge as far as the file is concerned. And yeah, I editing. No. I don't have an organizer for my paints, Kesa. I am. Yeah, I was born in the 1900s, so everything I need's in a box, and I get the stuff out of the box when I need it, and then when I don't need it, I put it back in the box. And when I mean box, I mean a box. It's a shoe box. I am ridiculously old school. So much so that is the palette that I use to. That is my dry brush palette right there. That's my dry brush palette. I don't even have gloves on. No gloves. No pieces of plastic. When I very first learned how to do the hobby, there was very little health and safety guides in regards to painting. It was literally the guy in the shop's own painting style, accompanied by the Games Workshop book and his interpretation of it. That was how we went into our local Games Workshop and learned how to paint. And they would generally tell you to make sure your brush is cleaned properly by putting it in your mouth. So, yeah. Organization wasn't the key thing when I was learning how to paint. It was funny. That does make you half organized. That makes you a lot more organized than me, though, Twisted. In fairness, that makes you a lot more organized than me. I have paint on my desk ready for future projects that I probably won't get around to for about a month and a half. That's not looking bad. I know where almost everything is. Almost everything. I did manage to lose my Agrax Earthshade the other day, which I wasn't, well, you all saw. I wasn't particularly happy about. I tried making my own. I fucked that up. And then I found it again. So now I'm happy. But I still need to order more. I need more Agrax Earthshade. Or an actually efficient way of making my own. I know there are ways of making your own, and if I went to look up the videos that I remember in the past, I could probably find the video to make it. And then make it. But there's a certain ease of being able to purchase rather than having to make it. Do I like choke and puke? Good night, Ali. I do not like. Well, I say I don't. Everybody likes McDonald's. If they say they don't, they're lying bastards. But then again, it's the same way that nobody likes McDonald's. And if they say they do, they're lying bastards. So, for what McDonald's does and for what it is, McDonald's has managed to market consistently bad food well. You know what you're getting if you're going into McDonald's. You know you're not getting a gourmet steak. Who goes into McDonald's thinking that just one day this burger is going to be so good it's going to be like gourmet steak level? No, you know what it's going to be. It's going to be a cheap patty burger. It's going to be on a bun. It's got a cheese slice, some sauce on it. You know exactly what you're getting, and it's the same every time, and that's what makes McDonald's great. So yeah, McDonald's is a tough one. I don't go to McDonald's if that would answer the question. Do I like McDonald's? Yes and no. They do a couple of burgers that I don't mind occasionally, and by occasionally I might get twice a year. If I was going to get a takeaway, it's KFC. I'd rather go to KFC for a fast food rather than McDonald's. I'd go to McDonald's over Burger King. Burger King's fucking disgusting. So McDonald's wins over Burger King. But yeah, KFC wins out over that. And I don't particularly like all of KFC either, for that matter. I like the Zinger burger. And I like the popcorn chicken. And that's it. Well, I would imagine rats do actually like the taste of rat poison because it's designed to lure them in and, well, poison the little fuckers. That's what his job is, and he's good at it. It's like the Wolverine. It's past his job. I know I'm not going to want to do too much dark brown this mouth bit because I want that to be bright yellow. So does the orange actually show up? Yes, it does. What's a trilogy meal? Is that where you get like a burger, something else, and a drink, and then them horrible fries? Or you actually no, because they serve chips in KFC. I will give them that much. They do serve chips. It's still fucking disgusting, but they serve chips. Because yeah, I'm also that old now. I can't drink fizzy drinks. I the case they give me bad indigestion and heartburn. So meals for me are very not good value because I don't usually get used to drink. Very rarely will I have a cola or anything fizzy. Really, I don't because I don't drink either. Really, all I ever do is usually Guinness or shots. Ooh, Zinger popcorn chili chicken and a mini fillet. That's okay. That sounds alright actually. I could eat that. But it's still about fucking 15 quid. I don't want as much as this. Completely used the wrong dabbery thing to be getting out with, but never mind. Now this is the darker red. I can put fucking lipstick and shit on here, isn't it? That's the makeup artist. Who'd have thunk it? No, I have never been a makeup artist. In case you're wondering, that's where you got all this tech. No. I have never been a makeup artist. I understand some of the principles of makeup, but that's because I understand some of the principles of color theory. But that's where the two overlaps stop, I'm afraid. Or at least as far as I know. There may be others. If there are, I don't know about them. Somebody else might have to point me in that direction so I can have a new career in nail design. Taylor's blood. Alright. You gotta tell what Taylor's blood is. I hope you don't talk about Taylor a lot because I actually quite like that kid. He's been in some weird shit. He's been in some really bad shit as well, like the Twilight stuff. But he's been in some weird shit. And I quite like that part that he's been in some weird shit. For any kid starting out with your career and early on and you're getting to work with Steve Martin, you're gonna be pretty messed up. God knows how old he was when he did those fucking cheaper by the dozen films with him, but I know he'd already done Shark Boy and whatever the fucking other one was. That was a kids' film that I didn't watch. Didn't have any kids at the time. Didn't have a point to. Oh, it's a drink. I wouldn't drink anything from Taylor Swift. I'm going to be contaminated. They should be screaming at me, screaming down the fucking street like what they call Swifties. No, fuck. Have me at the other end of the street with a machine gun, please. I would aim for the head to take out the brains, but they haven't fucking got any. So what I'm going to have to use is tranquilizer darts full of LSD while somebody pumps out Dark Side of the Moon by Pink Floyd. Teach them the error of their ways. Well, some of the kids' stuff I watched during the 90s because I was young during the very part of the 90s. I didn't actually leave school until the year 2000. So that'll give some of you an idea of roughly how old I am if you can figure it out through the English education system. I left school in the year 2000. If I had them Francois, I probably would have already shot a couple of people with the banner and done the very thing that I just mentioned. But you see how I was nice enough to take the non-lethal approach. Rather than using bullets, I wanted just tranquilizer guns set up with LSD so the people could trip the bollocks off while they're stomping towards them in full riot gear to give them a proper bad trip. Oh, is that cruel and evil of me? Probably. Do I give a fuck? No, not really. I will be covering each and hopefully, Casey, I'll be covering all of them. That's the plan. That's the plan so far, is to be covering all of the magazines. The only thing that's going to derail that plan is my local newsagents. Because I'm not actually subscribed, I'm relying on my local newsagents to actually stock it each week. Which is why I'm worried about Christmas Day, because it lands on a Wednesday and that's the day it comes out. So I'll make it a day early or make it a day late. But I'll still try and cover it. Yay. Possibly a Boxing Day stream. Who knows? If I get it on Tuesday though, I'll try and not do it on Tuesday. I'll actually try and do a Christmas Day stream. But I don't know how genuinely feasible that's going to be. Christmas Eve is definitely going to be a no because I'm going to be busy running around like a headless chicken. Christmas Day, as I said, if I've got it, I will try. But it is Christmas Day, and it can be just as busy for me as like possibly the busiest day of the year. And obviously, I will be wishing to spend as much of it with my family as possible. So it'll probably end up being Boxing Day when I actually cover it. But we'll see. That's provided, of course, to get it in stock. It should be the second half of the Termagants. Again. I'm still too wet and that paint is not right. That paint itself is too wet. That's not good. I should have other blacks. No, that's contrast. Why, when you want a colour, you can't find it. When you don't want it, it's the only fucking colour you can find. Where's the fucking black gone?
Where's my other fucking black gun? Where's my motherfucking black gun? Where's my motherfucking black gun? Is it under here now? I can't find me black. Where's me black? I need to find the black campaign. Suppose I can try it by drying it. And let's try it again. Don't tell me I've got to come back in and layer each one of these fucking things up. $11 through $14. Yeah. That one was 16, so that one was 15. What was before the psychophage? So the psychophage is 15. And the fist on red and squig orange will be 16. 17 and 18 are going to be two more termagant sets. 19 and 20 are the end of the Tyrannid and the Space Marines, which are both models that aren't in the Combat Patrol, namely the Parasite and the Chaplain. Okay, that works better. Should have just used that one in the first place. If you're only interested in the Tyranids and the Space Marines, then yeah, it makes sense to stop after 20. I, on the other hand, wish to. I want to have a small contingent of them all, really. The Combat Patrol method of playing isn't a bad one at all, especially for smaller skirmish. I can't bother with a 2,000-point army. Well, tell you what, do you want to play an Eldar for a night and we'll play Combat Patrol? I'll try the Votan out. And it's a nice way of doing that. Kind of cutting it down to a kill teamy size, but without taking the 40k side away from it. You could always sell the Eldar off, sell the Votan off. If you are subscribed to it, just whichever issues arrive that you don't want,
wait and sell it all off as a batch lot. Complete. Here you go. Ding, 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 ding. Sell it off for cost or marginal profit if you believe you can get it for it. And then keep the stuff that you do want to keep. See, there are a few reasons why I want to keep certain ones. I do have a small chaos unit already from when I went to York the first time with Sparkles. And I got the Nachman box set. So I ended up with a small group of Eldar that I wanted to turn into D&D characters. But that also gave me the Chaos Kill team as well. So that gave me a small group of Chaos to work with. Now seeing that I'm going to be getting World Eaters as well as another small contingent of Chaos, I'm just going to make them all World Eaters. Boom, problem solved. It gives me a larger force to play. It still gives me a force to play with as the combat patrol because I'll still technically have the units. Kind of. But it would give me a larger force, so I could do 1,000, possibly a little bit more, if I was to use some of my Space Marines to proxy in for other units. There's no reason why old school dreadnoughts, the little ones, couldn't stand in for things like obliterators. Stuff like that. Should I be playing them as more of a standard chaos unit? Minimal effort, maximum effect. That's what we like on this channel. It looks more like a bloody tiger than a bear. If it was me, I'd get your color scheme first. Sorry, Kasef, yeah. Get your color scheme first. Then refine it on the little ones because it is pretty much that bit, boom. So refine getting used to actually using the colors that you want to use, the paints and stuff, and the techniques and the layering and however you're doing it. And then move up to the bigger one. Because even though they are easy because they're bigger, they're also more difficult because they're bigger. So I would probably do the Hive Tyrant last. If you're wanting something detailed to work on and to do first, go with a Winged Prime. There's enough detail on there and enough of a pain in the ass for you to go, oh, I see what Laz means now. Yeah, I'm going to practice on the Termagants first. But yeah, I would start on the Termagants just to get used to the colours you're using and to get that colour scheme. Yeah, you've got it. You know it. You're not questioning when you come to a bit that wasn't on the model. You know what to do with that bit because it's basically that, just bigger. What is it? Essentially, it's his claw. I do them. I do that. I do that. I do that. Right, done. Paint it white, paint it that colour, wash it, highlight it like that, done. Next, arm on that colour, that colour, that colour, highlight, wash, done. Or wash, highlight, done. Okie dokie. Right. This doesn't actually tell me how long I've been streaming for. Does this actually tell me how long I've been streaming for? Anywhere on the screen. Hello? Okay, I have no idea what that was. If you're sticking to only box schemes, yeah, I thought it should be in the data at the bottom of OBS. Oh, there it is. Cheers, Twisted. Found it. It was right at the bottom of OBS. Okay, so let's judge whether or not 101, which is 1 hour 40. You're saying 1 hour 42. So I'm not doing too bad. I'm well within the. Oh, I'm going to get shouted at. The Rainbow Brigade are going to plaster me. Never mind. Fuck 'em. Did it work? Does it look like an on fire bear? What I'm really going to have to do is paint in his hands and his claws. And then I might actually be able to tell properly. Come on this desk, there's got to be one brush that is good enough to. There we go. I really need to sort my brushes out. Yep, I will be having a clean my brushes. Let's have a chat stream at some point before the end of the year. So one of my last couple of models and musings will be I'm not painting anything, I'm sorting brushes stream. I have way too many brushes now, so much that they don't actually fit inside my cup. And there's a lot of them that are actually, they're not even worth being dry brushes anymore. So I'm going to be having a purge. Grey handle Windsor and Newtons will probably stay if they're in good condition. Along with the ones that my mother-in-law bought me, because those are relatively new and they work quite well. Especially when I need a detailed brush. And these synthetics seem to work well as well, so keeping these. Um, I like shiny things, Kesa. New things come up and go, ooh, that's a nice thing, and then other things happen as well. So I don't necessarily get the chance to finish a project because it needs to be used before it's finished, before I get a chance to finish it. Like the church, for instance. The church has been sidelined for now until it's been used for its intended purpose, and then it's going to be made into a 40k piece afterwards. So yeah, there's lots of reasons why I don't end up finishing projects. Um, Mainly, I'm not actually good enough to get it to the standard that I want it to. So I'll start it, I'll get it up to a certain point, I'll put it to one side until I'm better, and then I'll come back and carry on. It's what I've been doing with my Space Marine Army for the last 3 years. And it's working slowly but surely. It's working. So having the constant practice working on other models is making me better. And then I'm going back and using those skills that I'm now better at and doing my older projects. My first and foremost project on this channel has always been and will probably always be the Space Marine chapter, which is why I have this for a Brutalis Dreadnought. Because I didn't have a Brutalis Dreadnought. I had the other two, which means it doesn't really matter what weapon loadout it's got. I've got them bloody chassis to represent it. Stop whinging just because it's not got that going on it that I said it's got the other one because it was the easy build one, not the one that was like for fucking 20 quid because it has a macro plasma incinerator or whatever the friggin' Nora is called. Although I am tempted to just get my plasma cannons. Oh, God will definitely get you up there to being a good painter. By the time you finish painting your infantry, you'll be like, yeah, I get how shading works now. Fuck off. Done. Because doing that many men with fatigues and helmets and faces. No, thank you. I have a friend who has a guard army and he's got somewhere in the vicinity of 70 infantry. I know I've got no room to talk, I've got over 100, but still, he's got 70 infantry and no thanks. Unless he was going to let me speed paint them all, I wouldn't touch them. As much as I would have preferred to have painted my friend's town. There's part of me that's kind of glad he chose the Necrons because of the ease of painting. I don't. Yeah, I don't have guard. My friend has guard. He has 70 odd troops. Baneblade, and I think he has one tank commander and one Lehman Russ commander and 6 Lehman Russes. Somewhere in that region. Yeah, I suppose a couple of. Oh, there's a Torax Prime as well, and a couple of Chimeras. And when I say infantry, I'm counting all these heavy weapons teams and command squads and special weapons teams and all that gumph in there. You might have closer to 100 actually. He's got a lot. He used to be able to face my arcs. Which Terminator captain? I've got 3 that aren't put together. I've got him up there who's a no. And I've got the other one who's a no. I do have one somewhere. That's the Cataphractic Terminator armor with the chain fist. I think he's finished. I do have a couple of models that are technically finished. Like my Librarian in Phobos armor, he's technically finished. So it's not like I can't finish a model, it's just I'm my own worst critic when it comes to it. So it's like, but if I can just add that little bit more there and just maybe clean that up with a single brushstroke if it was good enough there, and then make that just perfect just there. And in fairness, most of my armor can probably turn around and go, you need to dip that in the base and shit, mate, and you're done. It's like, yeah, I know, but the one from combat, yeah, that's the one I meant. Casey, you have no idea how many Space Marines I actually have. Captain models alone. Where did I put that piece of paper? There it is. Okay, so I was going to get one of the captains with shields from the Indomitus box to be captain of the first company with 2 lieutenants with shields. And captain of the second company was going to be a captain in Gravis armor. So we're going to make the second company all Gravis armor. See where this is going. I've got a standard captain, which is the one that's pointed with the bolt rifle. He's going to be the captain of the third company. Then one of the Terminator captains is going to be captain of the fourth company, along with 2 lieutenants. They've all got 2 lieutenants to talk about, by the way. I think we're at 11 lieutenants, which is why I've only gone as far as the 5th company. Oh, and the 6th company, which has. And yeah, another captain with shields is going to be part of the 5th company. So Terminator's made up. Yeah, see, I have a few captains with shields. I have a few like lieutenants with shields. I ended up boosting up my lieutenants by an extra 3 extra lieutenants with shields, so they could be the sergeants for Blade Guard veterans to turn 6 Blade Guard veterans into 9. Always nice. And I have extra shields ones, so I've got too many captains. So a lot of my captains are actually going to probably end up being turned into a Terminator squad. So I will not end up with any captains. But to answer your question, this is the one that's closest to being done. I did chop, yeah, I chopped his Stormbolter off this hand and moved it to this hand and put a Power Fist on this hand because I wanted to have a Power Fist and not a sword like the other one. And then it's almost like the first company's actual veteran squad of Terminators. I would prefer to all have Thunder Hammers and Storm Shields, but Yeah, that didn't work. Okay, I need blue tack. I don't want to glue this together. I need blue tack first. And I don't want to knock the paint box over. Last time I did that, I lost my epic fucking earthshade. Don't want to slide on that either. Right, blue tack. I sacrificed all mine for Christmas cards on the wall, so I'm going to have to do it this way and make some of this. It is a good sculpt, that Terminator captain, I've got to admit, but I prefer the Librarian. That Librarian is just a fucking awesome sculpt as far as I can tell. Right, nice big dollop of blue tack right in there. Right. So that when I push this into here, and I know he's out of shot at the minute. I am gonna bring him into shot. Don't worry. I do have 2 of the Terminator Librarians as well, and 2 of the Phobos Librarians and 1 of the normal Librarians, and the little Librarian from Dark Vengeance as well. So I do have a Firstborn Librarian. I've got about 4 Chaplains at the moment, 2 Judiciars, God knows how many Ancients. 3 Ancients, 2 Blade Guard Ancients. Okay, so there is Mr. I'm a ragey bear thing. Of course, we've got to get him to match up with people in this army scheme. Oh, fucking hell, that is ridiculous size difference. So, blues, blacks, golds, silvers are all going to be needed on him now, along with reds and the weapons. That new Librarian detachment does look pretty fun, especially if you use them properly. I'm not sure if I can put a standard I'm not sure if there is a standard Librarian for Firstborn datasheet available anymore. So technically, that Librarian would just be a standard Primaris Librarian, which means he's going to need a tactical rock. So he's looking nicer than what I was, closer to what I originally wanted, and I shall see if I need to come back in with a little bit more later once I've covered in all the pipe works, and which I will look at a later date. So take the blue tack off because we need that for Christmas cards, and sparkles will kill me if I use it all. I'm not going to. So coming along rather nicely, actually. So nice, fiery bear. Yeah, he is a big boy. He twisted. I mean, is that the first time you noticed him against a blade? That's against a blade guard or something like that. Yeah, yeah, he's a fucking monster. Well, did you not see him? In fact, his base also stands proud of Redemptor Dreadnoughts. So once he's actually on his base, which is probably yet to be built up, he's going to be a rather large boy. Obviously, Redemptor Dreadnought. Meet. Yeah, that was the point. This thing is supposed to be a living Brutalis Dreadnought. So it's supposed to be a living creature that's supposed to perform like a Brutalis Dreadnought. it needs to be a bit chunky. Never mind a rhino. I think this fucking could tear some paint blade. You stand there toe to toe with anger and give him a go. So yeah, it's going to be metal parts and armor next time. Then guns. After all that, it's going to be OSL. After I've asked for a few tips, I've been looking for a few videos, and hopefully it works. So yeah, that's Mr. Chunky Bear, dude, and that's my idea from him. If I wasn't going to paint him brown like a normal bear, I was going to paint him like that, and that's what I'm going to do. I do not have a Land Raider. I have a Repulsor, which is the same size. So if I wanted, I would just proxy it if I wanted a Land Raider, but I don't see why I would with a Repulsor. I have enough anti-tank stuff to not need a Land Raider to proxy. I'd be better off taking the Impulsor. Or if my idea works, because right, Brutalis Dreadnoughts have a limited weapon supply, which doesn't always include something big like this. However, a Repulsor Executioner might make use of something like this. So I might do a bit of conversion work to make it into a Repulsor Executioner with this as an addition on top, as its last whatever it is, and that'll give me the ability to field it as the anti-tank variant instead. Or he said I'm going to make his mouth the melter, and yeah, it's going to show the melty stuff to go on there as well. And instead of having that on the coffee, the thing the dude should be in, I'm going to have that. I know it's supposed to be a shield, but I'm going to use it on his back so I can use the gun for something else. It depends what you mean by better. And damn it, Twisted, go get some proper cough medicine. Go get the stuff that clears out even drains. Where is my codex for this edition? And yes, I did say this edition, but I still have 9th edition codex nearby somewhere, I think. It's on there. I can't do it while it's like that. I think this is the 10th edition codex. Let's find out if it's got a code in the back. It does have a code in the back. But it's got the words power. And it doesn't have the apothecary biologist. Yes, that's the best way to put it. The 3 primary dreadnoughts are split up into 3 ones. You've got the Ballistus Dreadnought, which has got a twin las cannon and a missile launcher ranged mainly. You've got the Redemptor Dreadnought, which is either mostly anti-infantry and has got a little bit of melee, and then the Brutalis is pretty much close quarters melee, wants to be right in your face. It depends what sprues you get, Kesa. If you get the easy build stuff, you don't get much extra bits. In the case of your Dreadnought, you will get everything so you can do all the options. So you will get extra bits. As well as with your hive tyrant, I should imagine you'll get the extra bits to be able to make a winged hive tyrant if you wished. You should get all of that in there. And going forward, I don't think there's many easy build kits that we're going to be getting. So once we finish with these next 3 issues, I think it's going to be all full kits, which is why it might be worth holding on to them, because you can make quite a lot of different units in some cases out of the kits, especially in some of the chaos cases. They're quite versatile, which is why I'm looking to make them into all Khorne Berserkers, or at least World Eaters. Tempted also to do the Imperial Guard and turn them into Gene Stealers if I get enough bits. That'd be quite interesting if I do. That'd be nice. Yeah, I don't know what that medicine is. It sounds like it's the equivalent of Cavonia over here, which is the one that actually fucking works. So, yeah, get on them both. Get on them both. Well, I've been happy with my work for tonight. I'm glad that we've got a new member in the Discord, so welcome, Kesa. Thank you very much. And you get yourself better, Twisted. That's something you really need to do. But thank you, everybody, for joining me. Thank you, everyone, for putting on my prattling, my waffling, and my ranting and raving, as I've been doing Mr. Bear. It's not perfect, but I think the idea is there, and I might be able to work on it at least once I've got other bits worked on. But yes, thank you, everybody, for coming to see me this evening. And have I got anything else to say? No. Drive safe, everyone. See you later.